All right, guys, fourth topic, episode 88. And, well, here we go. It is the third region of the huge Two Noobs tournament, Best Philadelphia Athlete tournament. And again, just to kind of flash up on screen, we've already nominated, I guess, or won two guys. Brian Dawkins and Mike Schmidt are in the Elite Eight. Two great tournaments, by the way, that we went through. I love looking back on the picks we've made. By the way, we have a playlist out there on YouTube for the Two Noobs tournament. So if you ever get a chance to check that out, this will be on it as well.
Clearwater's got more views than most of our episodes.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable. But here, we are now heading into the Flyers. This has been a Flyers-dominated episode. I wonder why.
Can we skip it and just advance Gritty right to the final?
Gritty
he might as well be an Elite Eight. He might as well be an Elite Eight or a Final Four member. Heck, he might even be the greatest mascot ever in the history of the city.
Big fan of Gritty.
There you go.
Way more than the Fanatic. That's going to get me heat.
I want to give a special thank you to John, who sent me a Funko Pop Gritty.
Look at that.
For my birthday, but I have to admit it is very creepy that his pupils are completely filled in black and there's no whites of his eyes whatsoever. It's
we gotta pay. You gotta like do.
When you sent me the picture of it, I was thankful that it wasn't as creepy as what it looked like on Amazon when I ordered, because it was way creepier. When you sent me that picture, I was like, "Oh, that's less creepier." Okay, cool.
Okay, good.
I didn't mean to creep you out. I just thought it would be funny to send you something on your birthday that was Flyer-esque, and the Gritty Funko Pop popped up, and I was like, "That's obnoxious. Let's go.
Let's do it." Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Order this.
Guys. So yeah, just to kind of recap, of course, we did a whole ranking of every team in the city, 1 to 16 of the top players for each team. Minimum 3 years played.
Of the four major sports, we did four major sports. We did not.
So we didn't throw in the Philadelphia Stars from 1983 to 5. All that kind of stuff. We didn't throw. We put that out.
Soul.
No wings.
The Souls, no wings, no kicks, none of that stuff. Minimum 3 years played in the city from 1983 onward, so it's 40 years of seasons.
People who we actually watched.
Yes.
People we actually watched.
Because we're old, but we're not that old.
There, exactly. Yeah, popularity, of course, in the city, and of course with us as well. So, guys, we're going to hit the top bracket of the best Flyer. So this is the Spectrum region. Why don't we go ahead and get started with this thing? So I'm going to go with Steve first. Steve, you have the 13 seed Kimmo Timonen. And he's going up against the number 4 seed John LeClaire.
Quick shout out to Kimmo Timonen because he can play.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Kimmo or John LeClaire? Steve, what do you got?
Kimmo Timonen is one of my favorite Flyer defensemen of all time.
Oh, there you go. Love it.
He was a small guy, but he played the position very well.
Really structurally sound, just perfect defensive defender. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Absolutely. He was very yeah, he should have been captain. He had a tough break in the 08 playoffs when he had that blood clot. When we got to the conference finals against Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I don't know that he would have made
a
much of a
difference.
But you lose your number one defenseman. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
He had a great Flyer career. Very cool guy. I understand he still does some good charity work in the area. Love Kimmo Timonen, but it's John frickin' LeClaire.
Yeah.
Let's not beat around this bush anymore.
3-time 50 goal scorer. I mean, come on,
Great player, but the number 2 to our number 1 of the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he might be
3-time was it 3 or 4? 3-time 50 goal scorer.
3-time.
He scored 40 goals 4 or 5 times.
5 times. Yeah. Crazy.
He made us forget, in a good way, Tim Kerr.
Yeah.
Which was the player before him. That was that guy. He was our generation's version of the people in the 70s, into the 80s had Tim Kerr. We had John LeClaire. So it's just generational talents are very easy to pick.
Oh yeah.
He had a hell of a slap shot. He
Scored one of the best goals ever against Buffalo, where it went through the net.
Oh, through the net, yeah.
On the other side of the post.
I was going to say, he factored into that 5 overtime game in Pittsburgh.
He did.
Because he scored the game tying goal in the third period off of his head. And into the net.
Didn't he also fight in that Ottawa game?
Indeed, he did fight in that Ottawa game.
He has everything going for him.
He had one of the weirdest curved sticks of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like I can't even like.
Yeah.
It
Probably like a C, maybe. I don't know. You know,
it was like,
yeah,
it was not illegal, but the heel was flat, but the toe was like, like severely. It was like a sand wedge. Was basically like what it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow. Wild.
Which explained a lot about why he could roof the puck from like a foot out in the crease
and put it in.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And he also had one of the greatest quotes after a game-winning goal I've ever read. It was against Carolina. This was like 0-1 or 0-2, and he scored a goal. And they asked him, so what happened on the goal? He's like, well, the shot came in, and I just started pushing people, and the puck went in the net.
That's awesome. Love it.
John LeClaire is one of my all-time favorites. He is advancing.
He is advancing, no question.
As well.
All right, John. So we're going to you, and we got the middle seed here. So you got the 8th seed, Rod Brindamore.
One of my favorites of all time.
Against my boy, the number 9 seed, Eric Desjardins. Now, there is one right answer on this, so I'm not putting any pressure on you.
Do not let the man influence you, Mr. Trent.
Exactly.
Okay. So the answer is Rod Brindamore because he was a better backtracker.
Wow. Okay.
I'll throw holes through Eric Desjardins all day, but he was great. He was a great defenseman. He was Lindros' number 1.
Yeah.
I thought captain at one time. Probably should have been captain for longer. Even though he didn't want to be captain, he was the right choice to be captain.
Yeah.
In that time frame.
Taking
pressure off of those guys.
Yep.
Consummate pro.
Yep. Just one of the better.
It's almost like a weird Bryce Harper moment with me with Brindamore, because I remember Brindamore when he was with St. Louis, and I always loved Rod Brindamore. On the Carolina, like I followed his career I love him as a player.
Yeah.
First career, you go Desjardins because it was a better time.
Okay.
He had a better time, as you could, looking at when he played with Montreal, he was the same player. We got that with LeClaire. We got that number 1 defenseman that we needed, and he played the number 1 role. Brindamore was a second line player, so he's not the same, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so you're advancing Desjardins. Okay, cool.
Not gonna rod the
pod off, he was the number 1 defenseman of that time.
So that time.
I gotta go with it.
There you go. All right.
Well, he did have in Rod's defense, he did have the best chiseled physique.
I love Rod Brindamore as a hockey player and as a person. I love Rod Brindamore.
Yeah.
He's done good everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, he's been a hell of a player. I mean, one of the all-time greatest flyers, I would say. Ranks right up there for sure.
Would love to have him as the coach, but he's currently employed or otherwise engaged at the moment.
Yeah, and he's one hell of a great coach right now in Carolina.
I think he's good at everything he does, and I think that's why we liked him so much.
No doubt.
His talent might have not been top level, but he had a very Rocky mentality when he was here.
No question.
And but that doesn't take away from Desjardins, who was a pure number 1 defenseman at the time.
Yeah, but could Desjardins bench press 12,000?
Probably not.
I think so.
Probably not. No.
He probably couldn't even stay bench press in England. He struggled with the language.
But you need a guy like a Desjardins. To your point, John, you need a guy like Desjardins in your
He's number 1 defenseman.
Yeah, exactly.
If he doesn't break his arm playing catch with his son in 2004, I think we win the 2004 Cup.
Hey, look at that. There's like cups galore winning with these guys.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, except for these freak injuries.
I know. It's crazy. So here we go. John, staying with you. This is probably going to be the easiest softball for you to ever hit out of the ballpark.
After that, I love Rod Brindamore.
The number 16 seed, Jeremy Roenick. against the #1 seed, the guy we highlighted in topic 1, Eric Lindros. There's no comparison, right?
Let me just real quick. Jeremy Roenick was fun to watch when he was here. Very short time, but man, did he invigorate the fan base.
Oh yeah.
My love for hockey when he got here. Great with the media, great on the ice.
And you hugged the owner at the.
If Jeremy Roenick was a Flyer his entire career, he'd be the greatest Flyer that ever lived.
With the fans.
Like he was that magnetic and just you couldn't. He's the hockey version of Chase Utley.
Yeah.
You can sit there and argue all the time. Jeremy Roenick's this, but then there's better players over and over again. You do they do it with Chase all the time. Worth was a better player. No, it's Chase Howard's a better player. No, it's Chase Utley. He has that kind of coolness with the town, but he doesn't go over at all.
With this guy, with Lindros.
I don't think he's got the same personality as Utley. Roenick's personality.
Yeah, they're two different.
Yeah.
If you're going to compare him to a Philly, I would compare him more to Rollins.
Yeah, but Rollins was a better player.
Interesting.
Than who?
I'm talking like they're good players. They're not superstars because Rollins is a superstar. Utley's not the superstar. He's not the best player on the team, but he was such a good player that it could commence arguments of he's better than he really is. You know what I mean? Because he's such a good player, and that's what Roenick was.
Yeah.
Roenick wasn't the best player ever.
Yeah.
But God, you remember him, his 3 years, probably more than you do a guy that played here for 12 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's fair.
He did great Coates's corners.
He was so fun. He changed the way I watch hockey.
Yeah.
He was
to your point, John, he revitalized the franchise back
then. When he scored the goal against the Rangers and he jumped on the net after he scored.
Yeah. That was a great highlight.
He jumped on the net
to avoid.
Yeah.
He jumped on the net to stop himself.
But that was his fun. Like he was having more fun than everybody else.
No doubt. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. All right, Steve. So closing out the first round, we've got the 5 seed Mark Recchi, and he's got the 12 seed Rick Tocchet. So Recchi or Tocchet for you? What are you thinking there?
Two completely different players.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Completely different players.
Yeah.
Mark Recchi holds still the single season scoring mark for the team. Came back in the second go round in the I think 98 through 04 and was still a terrific player.
Yeah.
May have even led the team in scoring once or twice in that span too.
Probably.
Solid, yeah.
He played a solid point on the power play.
He did.
Yeah, I like Mark Recchi, and it pained me to see him go on to win cups elsewhere in Carolina and Boston.
Boston,
but
the Boston one really hurt.
Yeah, Mark Recchi was. I loved Mark Recchi.
Yeah. So
Tocchet, late '80s. Came back second go round, wasn't quite the same player anymore. At that point, he was long in the tooth, but he fought Scott Stevens in his return here, which was awesome.
More of a bruiser when he came back.
Love it.
Goal scorer for
Yeah, goal scorer the first time, bruiser the second time. But he did score some big goals in that 2000.
He did.
The 2000 run, he did have some big goals.
And didn't he wear 92 for a minute when he was here?
Yeah, he did.
So at least
his second stint.
Yeah, so at least we get to have him as an episode number. So that wait, right?
That's right. Yeah.
There we go.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mark Recchi though.
You're gonna go with Recchi. Okay, cool. All right. So we've hit now the second round of the Spectrum region of the Flyers bracket, and we're going to stay with Steve. And again, Steve, there's no wrong answer here, but you have the 9 seed Eric Desjardins against the number 1 seed Eric Lindros. And again, there's no wrong answer here, but who do you think between the two?
I'm going to pile on with John. Eric Desjardins was a hell of a defenseman for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Pure number 1.
He was good, and he was a good player to model defensive play after.
Yeah.
And his offensive abilities were good. But
And real talk made Therrien a better player.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Therrien is not.
They were a
as
terrific
good of
pairing.
player.
Absolutely.
He's not as good as a player if he's not playing with Eric Desjardins.
I would agree with that.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And I heard Therrien tell a story where after they had lost a game or something, and Bob Clark, as the GM, came down to the locker room and was, laying into guys. And his remark to Therrien was, "Ugh, poor Desjardins, he's got to play with you."
True.
Makes sense. Yeah, exactly. But
Eric Lindros.
But Eric Lindros, yeah. I mean, come on. At this point, it's ridiculous. So, Johnny, for you, to close out the second round, you got between John LeClair, the 4 seed, the 5 seed Mark Recchi.
Ooh.
LeClair or Recchi?
Literally, that's preference of how you like to watch hockey. Two completely different players.
Yeah. The sniper. Yeah.
Oh, this is my childhood all over. I go John LeClair for one reason.
Okay.
One reason. When Recchi got traded from the Penguins, they played a clip on Channel 6 News. He was pissed when he got traded. I still hold that against him.
Okay. That's an interesting...
Hey, you hold it against him?
Interesting.
You're upset that he was pissed off he was leaving Philadelphia?
No, he was leaving Pittsburgh to come to Philly.
Oh,
when he got traded originally. I still hold that against him.
You still, yeah. Okay,
because I didn't see John LeClair holding the boo-boo party when he got traded here. He just won a cup.
Exactly.
No, they are equally my favorite player. I'm just gonna go with the 50-goal scorer, the guy who played with Lindros.
Yeah.
The Legion of Doom, that kind of like that's the prime Flyers time. So I just got LeClair.
So speaking of the Legion of Doom guys, it comes down to 2 of those 3 guys on the line. You have Eric Lindros, the 1 seed. You've got John LeClair, the 4, to determine who comes out of the Spectrum region of the best Flyers bracket. So if you would, as we've done always before, go ahead and text me what your thought process is. I have a feeling who is going to advance, as I get Steve's vote. And it's been an interesting tournament so far. You've got, like I said, you got Brian Dawkins.
John's got a cookie eating.
One word ha from John.
You already know.
It is a unanimous selection. Obviously, it's Eric Lindros who will advance into the Elite 8. I mean, for crying out loud, when you devote an entire episode, first topic to him, one of the all-time greats. So it's like, yeah, no surprise. No surprise it's Eric
He's
Lindros.
the greatest Flyer that sorry to spoil for the next
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah. One of the all-time greats. It's going to be difficult for that guy.
The next bracket is going to be just to see who loses to Eric Lindros.
It's like the Detroit Red Wings playing the Mighty Ducks, like the commercialized Disney version.
Yes, exactly.
Not the NHL franchise. That isn't the Mighty Ducks anymore.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it. So we'll flash up again our updated brackets. You got Dawkins, Schmidt, Lindros. That's a pretty good triple right there of great players so far, and we got 5 more regions left before we hit the Elite Eight, and then the Elite Eight's going to be something else, guys. That tournament already is looking really, really sharp of guys that have made it in. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the next 5 regions in the next few weeks. So.